Well, it's winter now, it's dark and cold. Where is the light? A year just passed, we now call old. Where is the light? When the sun runs off to bed too soon, where is the light? And there's nothing but a skinny moon. Where is the light? Can you tell me where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. When it's dark each morning when I rise, where is the light? And it's dark when my eggs are frying, where is the light? And it's dark when off to work I go, where is the light? And it's dark again when I get home, where is the light? Can you tell me where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. It's in my skin and in my bones. It's in my heart and in my soul. That light of life so bright and golden like a summer day. When the sun goes missing from the sky, it rising in my eyes, chasing all the winter gloom away. Burning bright like kerosene, where is the light? I'm twinkling like the Pleiades, where is the light? And I'm dancing like a candle flame, where is the light? And I'm flaming like a fruit flambe, where is the light? Can you tell me where is the light? Where is the light? Where is the light? Oh, the light's inside of me. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. One more time, everybody. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Woo!
Good morning.
Good morning.
We got the men representing this morning.
Yes.
And I noticed that all four of us seem to be a little we're representing more than just men. I think it's spring in the middle of January. And maybe that's a good representation of what this year is like for us. That we're finding spring in the places that we shouldn't think that we would find spring. And how that represents for our lives that there is so much waiting to blossom and open up for us, even in the midst that there might have been quite a cold spell before, and there might even still be one to come, but that potential, that is what's working for us ahead. So thank you. Thank you for joining us this morning. If this is your first time, make yourself at home. Tina back there, she has a guest package for you. There's a little form in there. If you'd like to share as little or as much information, she'll give you a coupon and a gift certificate in there, so you will get gifts in that if you'd like to receive that information. Today, our prayer chaplain is Pat Walzer. Pat is going to lead us in our opening prayer, but she'll also be up here after our service for anyone that would like to be joined in prayer for whatever that need or just whatever that desire is. So she'll be available right up here after the service. Pat?
Good morning, all. I'm going to take you back a few days because even though our ground is nice and clear today, I want you to think back to that day when it snowed this last week. And I know a lot of things come into mind when we look outside and we think, oh, I've got to get to work. It's going to be all yucky. I'm going to get wet. All those things. But before that, when you first looked outside and saw the snowfall, that beautiful moment of peace. So turn within just a moment and think to that very first moment you saw the snow. As we experience the peace and beauty of the snowfall, we appreciate how our individual gifts join us all together. Like those individual snowflakes, we each have a very special place. Today we open ourselves to receive the imprints of thoughts and ideas meant specially for us. They may be of faith, strength, comfort, healing, judgment, or prosperity. As the snow has now melted away, we still hold to our awareness of divine order and our ever-present good. Now, we prepare to leave our own snowflake idea as a footprint on our minds and hearts and on someone else's lives. And for this we are grateful. Amen.
Amen. I invite you now to say hi to your neighbor, especially someone that you hadn't met. And know that if this is your first time, we're a hugging community. And if you don't want to hug, that's okay. Say no.
You're welcome.
You can spin it. Okay. You can spin it. All right, as we make our way grudgingly back to our seats, because I know we all like that part of the service, you can, if you'd like to remain standing for this song, it's Turn, Turn, Turn. Many of you know this, and feel free to sing along with it. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to have, a time to weep. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to build up, a time to break down, a time to dance, a time to mourn, a time to cast away stones, a time to gather stones together. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of hate, a time of war, a time of peace, a time you may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow, a time for love, a time for hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. All right, after all that turning, you have earned a seat.
Okay, you'll find the full inscription in the bulletin. But today's daily word is world peace. I hold a vision of peace for the entire world. The scripture is from Romans chapter 15, verse 13. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, so that you may abound in hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Today's daily word, world peace. And now Jeannie has offered to light the Christ candle for me today. This is our awareness and a recognition of the light that burns within each of us, our Christ Spirit. And we carry this with us wherever we go. Next to it is our prayer box. If any of you want to enter prayers, you may do so. We pray over them for a month, and then they're sent to Silent Unity. So that's where their prayer box is located. But now I invite you to join with me in saying our statement of being. Together, I am an individualized expression of God. I am ever one with His perfect life, perfect love, and perfect system. And so it is. Thank you.
Also, Pat, as the prayer chaplain for today, will be up here after the service if anybody needs a special prayer request. This next song is by our featured artist of the month, Peter Mayer. We have done this song in the past. And actually, it's one of my favorite songs. So. I say that a lot, though. I have a lot of favorite songs. When I was a boy, each week on Sunday we would go to church and pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread, and everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is Everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still, but now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips, and now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. There used to be a world half there, heaven second rate and hand me down. Now I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. A questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. That'd be very hard to say. See another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood and saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush and singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out, how things have changed since then. Everything is holy now. Well, it used to be a world out there, heaven second rate and hand me down. Now I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. Thank you.
Tam? Got my own thank you. I got my own finally. Good morning again. I've had a fun week. That doesn't mean it's been an easy week, but I've had a fun week. Can you back me down a little, please? I read something that reminded me of this. You remember this show? Some of you, I know, remember this show in the 60s, Batman and Robin. Robin said holy something multiple times in every episode. And matter of fact, if you go on Google, there's a 3-minute clip on YouTube. There's a 3-minute clip of him just saying holy something for 3 minutes. And each one of them is different. So he said a lot. But holy mackerel is what he's kind of notorious for. And he said it when he was inspired by something. He learned something new. It caught his attention. It was a revelation. One of my favorite shows of this is Catwoman was plying her feminine wiles toward Batman, and watching Burt Ward, who played Robin, do his innocent, bewildered expressions regarding what was taking place between Catwoman and Batman, to me, is high entertainment. Okay. But this is a great example of when we have revelations that it's holy mackerel, that it just jumps in our face, and sometimes it's just blatantly obvious and we don't know why we didn't recognize it before, and other times it's such deep and profound revelations that we don't even know where those came from. We didn't know that was even a possibility in our life. CBS did a show a number of years ago, and they said that most people like to think of themselves as alert and aware, but under the right circumstances, even the most observant people can be blind to what's going on around them. And they called this show, What You See Depends on What You Look For. And they did the show based on research that was conducted by a team of Harvard psychologists on the issue of inattentional blindness. Inattentional blindness. We're going to do a little exercise in inattentional blindness. All right? We're going to watch this video. For some of you, you know this video. You know a variation of this video. So, shh, be quiet. But you too, even if you know this video, participate and do exactly what it asked you to do. Scott.
The monkey business illusion. Count how many times the players wearing white pass the ball. The correct answer is 16 passes. Did you spot the gorilla? For people who haven't seen or heard about a video like this before, about half missed the gorilla. If you knew about the gorilla, you probably saw it. But did you notice the curtain changing color or the player on the black team leaving the game? Let's rewind and watch it again. Here comes the gorilla, and there goes a player, and the curtain is changing from red to gold. When you're looking for a gorilla, you often miss other unexpected events. And that's the monkey business illusion. Learn more about this illusion and the original gorilla experiment at theinvisiblegorilla.com.
You can advance that for me, please, Scott. How many of you that didn't know the gorilla was there saw the gorilla? All right.
I knew the gorilla was coming in. I did not see him. I was focused. When it ended, I was like, wait a minute, what happened to the gorilla?
That's good, Tam. Thank you. Thank you for making the great point, too, that sometimes even when you know to look for it, you miss it. To me, this is the inattentional blindness. That we get so focused on something that we miss what's in some ways blatantly obvious for us. The first time I saw that, I didn't see the gorilla. And then it was like, how did I miss it? Once you see it's there, it's like, he walks across and stops and beats his chest. How possibly could I miss? I missed it. Right? That happens for us in our lives. We all know this because we get focused on things in our lives. Whether it's the present moment, we get focused on what's happening with our family, with our work, with our finances. Something that draws our attention so much that we start missing what's happening around us. That most certainly happens when we're focused on our past. And we're dwelling so much on what happened in the past and our experiences in the past that all the things taking place now are being missed, which usually the things taking place now are the wonderful, beautiful, fun, exciting things. But they're those players that are drifting through and past and passing around us, and really we're in the mix of what's taking place, but we're so focused on our gorilla that we miss those things. And to me, that's part of why we come together here in a spiritual community. Unity of Little Rock is a spiritual community, and we come for lots of reasons. Some of us to just have fun and to laugh and have good folk to share times with, but we are a spiritual community. In a spiritual community, we're looking at how do we uncover the truth that's taking place here. What is here? Is this? Am I just cells and bones and blood and skin and muscle and lots of fat and whatever else might be piled up in here? Am I just a mind that thinks? Am I more than that? And to me, in my world, I know that I'm more than that. And I continue to explore that and experience that and get new revelations all the time about that. But I know too that Russ has his own gorillas, and I get focused and distracted, and I miss what's taking place in my life. So when we come in a spiritual community, we're looking at how do we support each other, because that's what a community is about. It's about the relationships and supporting each other while we discover and grow and have those revelations. And sometimes it's the basic need of, I just need relief in my life. So sometimes in community, people are just helping us in the hard times. Maybe it's grief. Maybe it's just I'm struggling at having the job I want, at having the marriage and relationship I want. And the people around me in relationship are serving me because they're helping me, they're comforting me, they're offering me support in a time when I need support. And then there are times that the people around us in community are helping us break through those little resistance spots, our big resistance spots that we have in our life. And they're not doing it because they're chastising us and running us down and telling us how terrible we are because we're struggling in that. They support us by being the reflection, the mirror, maybe just simply repeating back to us what I heard. I was on a call with a Unity minister this week, and I called for two things. And this minister did two things during that call. And one was just ask me, of these two things, what needs to be addressed right now? And it was a very simple question, but it was well, I know the answer to that, but I didn't think about that. One of these has to take place now, the other one doesn't. So that's the one that has to be addressed. And then the other was a statement, didn't even question me, just said, let me say back to you what I heard. And when this minister repeated it back to me, I went, holy mackerel, because what I said absolutely is not what I believe and think. It is not the knowledge and wisdom that I have. And it was a revelation to me because they took the time to reflect and give that back to me to recognize I was saying something that wasn't congruent with my internal processes, my belief, my faith, my understanding, my knowledge. So that was powerful to me. That was a revelation this week. It was my holy mackerel moment for me this week on helping me shift. So here's an example of, we find community in many different places, but we come to Unity of Little Rock with the intention of creating community. And that's what we're doing when we do our spirit groups here. I know that sometimes we look at our spirit groups and we think it's just a place to come socialize, and it is. And sometimes it's a place just to come gain a little more knowledge, and it is. But it's also the place that we come together in community, because it's hard on Sundays. We get to greet each other, we get to hang afterwards and visit and say hi and catch up for a few minutes and go to lunch and visit with people. But relationships have a consistency with them, as our spirit groups do. It's about being in a community, in this case of a smaller group, that I get to share where my life is at. I get to share my opinions. Y'all have heard me say recently too, I love in my classes that I'm taking that they force me to talk and tell them answers to things and what I think about things, because it's amazing. Up here, I got it all figured out. It's just clear, and I'm going to tell you all about it. And when I open up my mouth to share it, it's like it comes out a jumbled mess. I don't understand it as well as I thought I understood it. And that's true of our lives. Sometimes we think we've got it all figured out, but when we start voicing it and sharing it, especially in relationship to material that we're learning in a spirit group, we start recognizing, I don't think that quite works like I thought it worked. Those are the type of revelations, our holy mackerel moments that we have in spirit groups. Spirit groups are really where spiritual community takes place. I know that we're kind of conditioned that this building and this grounds and this Sunday morning is spiritual community. And I would offer that that's actually the smallest portion of what spiritual community is. And you want to come together in community because you want help. And you may not even be having a bad life. Life might be pretty good for you, but you do want help to see more, to be more. My call and my draw to life, I've always asked the question as long as I started, when I began my spiritual journey that I was conscious of, I started asking, is there more? Is this all there is? And everyone in my path since then on my spiritual journey have been helping me answer that question, to deepen and expand my understanding of that question. You have those questions too. Your questions won't be my questions, but you have those. And you want a community that supports you in that. We also, we live in a world that, how do I tactfully say, it's just messed up at the moment. What we're getting exposed to. Our world really isn't messed up, but with the media and what's being presented to us, it is messy. It's chaotic. It's angry. It's negative. That's not our world. That's what's being presented to us, but it's not our world. There are many people that don't know that isn't our world. They think that negativity and chaos and anger is all there is. They're not even asking the question, is there more? They don't even know that they can ask the question, is there more in that scenario? So we as a spiritual community want to help not only ourselves, but help those that in some ways don't know to look for another option, but for many that are looking for something else. Life isn't quite working for them the way they want life to work. Their faith hasn't quite worked for them the way they want it to work. And we have something here to serve in that, to offer in that. That's the beauty of this group. Y'all are a loving, compassionate group. But we're a secret. We don't want to be a secret. There are people that need our help. Travis isn't here today. Travis and I in the 90s came to Unity not too far apart from one another. So we've been exposed in and out of Unity for all those decades. I was thinking about him this week in that, what if I never come to Unity? What if this week was my first week at Unity? And I came in having known Travis for all those decades, because I knew him before we came to Unity, and saw him here and went, hey, how long have you been coming here? Since the 90s? I would have been indignant that he had withheld from me Unity of Little Rock, that he didn't bother to tell me, that he must have thought so frickin' little of me that it wasn't worth his effort to tell me about something that I'm continuing to find touches my life every week in a positive, expansive way. I would have told him about it probably. I'm just offering that. There are many other people in our world that don't know of Unity. They've been raised, no faith, but they may have been raised in a faith that they feel the need to not be in that faith anymore. And there are many reasons for that. But they know they don't want to be there. But they don't know that there's something else. There's another way. That Unity offers that. That Unity offers a path of practical Christianity. Some of us in this room don't even know what that means. And that's okay. You can learn that. You can discover that on what practical Christianity means. And why we talk about that in Unity. While also saying, we don't care if you're a Christian. We don't care if you're a Muslim, a Buddhist, a Hindu, an atheist. The point is not to convert you. The point is, how do we meet you where you're at and help you in your life? And a portion of that help in life is our spiritual life. We have people in this community that need our love and our resources because they can hardly feed themselves. But there's also people in this room that are doing so well, and what they're asking for is, I want to know more. I want to know more of the divine that lives here. And we as a community get to address all that in between. And we can do that. But we have to, was the word I started us off with this year, we have to have commitment. Commitment to ourselves and what we want here. The Unity minister I visited with this week helped me get clarity about my commitment. I knew that my commitment wasn't to 1 and 2 items. My commitment was 1 item. And that once that was addressed, then I could move on to item number 2 on my list. Right? You and I have the opportunity to make a difference in not only our own lives, but other people's lives. Here in this room, that's the reason we want to be in small groups and community, but people out there. And I know that we get frightened in Unity. I came here in the 90s when we pretty much talked about that. We never talked about Unity because we were afraid that some of those out there would oppose our point of view. Right? That some of those other faiths might oppose our point of view. Well, I'm going to offer to you, there aren't any other faiths. They're just people that have different ideas about their faith. There's one power and one source, and that we're all doing our best to discover what that means to us. And that for us, we're not to debate and try to convince people what we believe. We're to step up to them and be in their lives and ask them how they're doing, what's going on. And if we hear them at a place that they might be looking for something else, then we invite them. Come here. Come with me on Sunday. Come to my spiritual community. And they might say, what? What are the things? What did you say? No thanks, right? Pretty much you can get many variations of either yes or no. So you will be soothsayers that you will know it will be one or the other of those. That's okay that they say no. It's okay that they share their faith with you, that they go to such and such community and that this is what they believe. What if you reached out and just loved them where they're at and told them how excited you were for the faith they have, and that they have a family and a community to call their own, and that you feel blessed because they're blessed, and that you have something in common with them because you feel blessed because of where you're at in your own community. That has nothing to do with opposition. That has to do with supporting that individual. To me, that's spiritual community, not just in these walls, but stepping outside into our community, of loving people where they're at, caring for people where they're at, and because of who they are, not in spite of who they are, but loving them because they are on the same journey we are. They're looking at it and talking about it and thinking about it differently in many cases, but we're still on the same journey. So, how many of you want holy mackerel moments? Okay. Sometimes those come to us we slipped into them. But sometimes it's because we're looking for them. Just as we watched in the video. Okay? You're so focused on something that you miss the other. It's okay to have a focus, but it's also to recognize that there's more. We talk about meditation and prayer in here. Do you know what helps you be able to be in your life and have a focus of a gorilla, but still see the players and the ball and the colors and the beauty that's taking place? It's being able to be present with yourself. That's why we talk about prayer and meditation here. That's why you want a community that helps support you in that helps help you learn new ways. How many ways are there to meditate? I don't know. There's such a list there. I don't even have a clue on how to guess. Right? They have similar foundations, and there may not be too many differences in the foundations, but the actual different flavors and styles in those foundations are almost as, there's almost as many possibilities as there are people for those. So we want, I think, all of us want those holy mackerel moments. Look at that. I discovered that. And I want to be beyond it. Charles Fillmore said, after one has been illumined by truth, one desires to express it, to go forth in its ministry. It does imply that the mind should make the dissemination of truth the most important object of life. With truth, what happened to truth? There we go. With truth being the basic principle of truth is that the mind of each individual may be consciously unified with divine mind through the indwelling Christ. That basically we're infused with that indwelling Christ. And what we're doing in spiritual community is deepening that awareness, deepening our ability to rest in that Christ consciousness so that we're not coming only from our ego. We want our ego. Our ego does a pretty good job of keeping us safe. It tells us when to go eat, It tells us what flavors we like and what colors we wear. There's lots of things that come from that side of our ego that are fine, that are beautiful. But our Christ consciousness is bringing us the truth with a capital T. It's bringing us that awareness and our understanding so that when we step into situations that, like me, can be clear on what's my priority here, one or two. What needs to be addressed now, one or two. Even what do I say here in this moment? That's our Christ awareness growing in us. And we want, I think, we want that expanding. Not just in individuals, meaning ourselves, but us as a community. So I invite you, who in your world have you just been focused on your gorilla and you may not have noticed? We do that well at work when we live in big communities at work where there might be a dozen or 100 or 500 in our location. That we miss how full other people's lives are and how much beauty they have, but also the struggles that they have. And that we sometimes want to put our blinders on that because we don't want to see their beauty because I ain't got that amount of beauty. Okay? Or we don't want to see their pain because we're frightened that it'll remind us of our own. Okay? When to me the truth is, you may both support one another. You may be the person that helps them have clarity just with a word that you never even recognized you offer them that clarity. But because you had an intent of being loving and compassionate to them, that's what transpired. As well as, I have been inspired by a group of men that proselytized me left and right. Right? They wanted to do their best to convert me to their faith. I was loved and blessed by them while they had an agenda and a half with me. Right? But they still had love and compassion. They just had passion that they wanted to share with me. So they wanted me to have an awareness that in my world I already had that awareness. It just didn't look like theirs. But I was touched by that group. I was inspired by them. And I would go anywhere to help those men in this particular group because of how much they touched my life, in spite of the fact that I didn't become what they wanted me to become. To me, that happens in our lives every day. If we can get a little off the gorilla to see what's taking place. So this week, you can scratch your head about what gorillas you're focusing on. I think we all know what gorillas we focus on, don't we? At least some obvious ones. There may be some subtle ones in there, but we got some obvious ones that we know we're focusing on. Right? So, what if the simple intention is just to not focus as much, to look around my world a little more? Maybe if it's just that simple, to look other than right here at what I'm concerned about in my life. And in doing that, maybe you'll end up looking like Robin over here. Robin is in the midst of a holy mackerel moment in his life, and he's fully involved. He's in motion. He's in action. It didn't come just sitting on the mat, okay? Could have, but in this case, it didn't. He's fully involved and active in his life. He's doing his job, him and Batman. And in that moment, he's having a holy mackerel experience. I think that each and every one of us can deepen that opportunity to have that holy mackerel moment. You can do it by your commitment to your own life and your determination to look at those gorillas. Sometimes see how you can truly bring resolution to a gorilla. That's a story for another day. But sometimes we like our gorillas. And we stay with our gorillas, even though our gorillas are big and hairy and ugly and stinky and really aren't serving us the way we would like them to serve us. That can all be changed. That can all be shifted. We are not limited beings. We are not small and insignificant. And we are not just our experiences of life and can't stretch beyond those. We're so much more. So this week I invite you to look for those holy mackerel moments and be the love and compassion that helps others have their own holy mackerel Batman. And so it is. Thank you. Amen.
As we're getting set up for our pre-meditation song, share a quick holy mackerel, Pat. You reminded me of a story or an event that I had when you mentioned about the snow during your prayer time. So she was talking about, let's look back at the snow at the beginning of the week. And I had this flashback to, I had this job where I had this horrible long commute many years ago. And this was up north in Michigan. And one day in the wintertime, I'm driving and it's snowing and it's horrible. And I am having no fun. And I'm getting angry because the person in front of me is going 10 miles an hour and I would like to go at least 30. If that car wasn't there, I could have. And I'm just fuming and I'm just getting madder. I'm going to a job I don't like, by the way. Don't like this job. don't like to commute. I am not happy. And then the route took me through a park right toward the end of the ride, and I sort of turned onto that road that took me to Stony Creek Metro Park, and I see this vista of light and the snow coming down, and there was no cars in the way and stuff, and my mood just shifted. It just was like, there's beauty in the world after all. So it reminded me of that. So thank you very much, Pat. I appreciate that. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. So blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
Thank you. Join me in this time of meditation. I invite you, if you so desire, to close your eyes. Beginning today knowing that I am so blessed. Right here in this moment. Sitting here, feeling my body resting in this chair, in this pew, feeling the pressure on my back, on my legs, noting the rise and fall of my breath. And with each breath, letting go any of those dark gorillas, anywhere my attention is drawn and focused outside of me, away from me, and to allow each breath to bring me much closer to the truth of who I am. Diving in, bathing in, being soaked and drenched all the way through with the truth of my being. knowing that there's one power and one presence, that this divine nature is my divine nature, and that my breath is moving the energy of God. And as the breath fills my lungs, that energy is filling me, expanding me, and connecting me with the earth beneath me and with the universe above me. And I'm aware of the expansiveness that I am more than just my body. I am not contained by my body. And here I connect through my breath and through my intention with my Christ awareness, my higher self. And in this awareness, I hear the small, still voice. Not quite so small and not so still. Sharing with me, expressing my deepest heartfelt desires. Reminding me who I am. Reminding me where I am going. There is a revelation here, a holy mackerel. Just allow that voice to share, to communicate. However it comes through, in words, in thoughts, in images, in feelings. Know that they're all coming from your higher self, your divine nature, here. And as we go into the silence, ask a question you want clarity with. And be still and patient and know that that answer is already there. As we rest in the silence. You are one with your Christ nature. Your higher self is you. Whatever came to you in awareness was part of your higher self expressing, sharing, answering the query you offered. And because you've asked, that answer will continue to deepen through the next hour, the rest of the day, the rest of the week. The opportunity for clarity and depth continue. You have the power and the ability to be all that you've ever dreamed of. Now you have the opportunity to make the commitment. It's a commitment simply to yourself. And you even get to choose what you get to commit to. I commit to myself. And you get to complete that any way you want. Knowing that an intention is a prayer, and prayers are already answered. The moment they're conceived, the answer has already been there. You, as you bring your awareness back to your breath, note your lungs feeling the rise and fall of your chest, the sensation and pressure of your chair against your body, your feet on the floor, your hands resting. You already are all that you've ever dreamed of. You already have all you've ever wanted. Now is the willingness to look other than at the gorilla, to see the abundance that's contained in life, contained in your life, filling your life, infused in your life. So with your breath, use it to bring your mind and your presence fully here, opening your eyes and knowing that your connection to your higher self, your freedom from those pesky gorillas, and that your divinity are alive here, present. And it takes no special effort, only the commitment to be. And with that, know you are one. You are the divine nature and expression. The one power and the one source moves and flows as you, is you, and you are a blessing to the world and are blessed by the world. And so it is. Amen.
This next song, some of you may be familiar with. It's a tune by Van Morrison. I know Pam knows it and loves it. So I would dedicate this to Pam back there on the soundboard. How's that? We were born before the wind, also younger than the sun. Here the bonnie boat was warm as we sailed into the misty. Hark now, hear the sailors cry. Smell the sea and feel the sky. Let your soul and spirit fly into the mystery. When that foghorn blows, I will be coming home. And when that foghorn blows, I wanna hear it. I don't have to fear it. And I wanna rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. And magnificently we will flow into the misty. When that foghorn blows, I will be coming home. And when that foghorn blows, I want to hear it. I don't have to fear it. And I want to rock your gypsy soul, just like way back in the days of old. And magnificently we will flow into the misty.
Thank you. Thank you, Bill, Dave, Tam. Thank you. I'm about to say something for some of you. I know this won't necessarily be clear, and I invite you, if it's not and you want to talk about it, come visit with me. And that is, I had a little conversation this morning with Jesus Christ. Right? A little chit-chat. It was a brief chit-chat, but there was a chit-chat. And I asked a very specific question, and I was asking about this community and my involvement in this community. So it involved my life as well as the life of this community. And the answer was, there's a time and a season for everything. It is now. And to me, in the context of the question, I'm absolutely certain that our season is now, is a community. as a family. There's most of us, do we know that bumblebees aren't supposed to be able to fly? Aerodynamically, physics, all that, they're not supposed to get off the ground. But they didn't read the book, did they? Because they do it just fine. So I'm just offering for us as a community, there are things that we think that we can't do, that maybe we've been told we're not supposed to be able to do. Right? We can do the miracles like a bumblebee, and that is just get our bum up and fly. Okay? And that we don't have to adhere to any beliefs or thoughts about what has taken place before, or whether we're capable of it now. We're capable of it if we choose to do it, if we commit to it. So I'm just inviting you, this is our time of our offering. But if you'll take your gifts in hand, if you give online, to hold them in thought, and know that the money that you share helps the bumblebee fly, contributes and allows this community to be able to reach out and do so many things, maybe well beyond what we're supposed to be able to do, because those miracles do take place, and that you're a part of that, and your contribution adds to that. So with that, I invite you to join me in our blessing affirmation for our offering. Together. Divine joy as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. And it's flying. It doesn't accept the limitations that others have tried to place on it. You too are that bumblebee. No limitations from anyone else have to be accepted by you. And as you raise yourself up and you see yourself as that bumblebee, flying, twisting, turning, looking for the beautiful flower and the nectar within, know that what you've given today and what you've given before and what you will continue to give, that you are that beautiful spirit in motion of that bumblebee. In some ways blessing the world because it's in that fertilization that bumblebee is involved in, that we benefit. The world benefits. No one is excluded from that benefiting. And you are a part of that. You are responsible for that because of your willingness to be generous, to share. So with that, give a nice big buzz and say, thank you, and so it is. Amen. Thank you. Go give that to Linda. Thank you. I have a new skill. What do I know how to do, Jeannie?
Russ Russ knows how to make plarn.
I know how to make plarn. I'm going to wear it as a tie today. I can cut plarn. I even know how to actually bat it together. I know how to make it into a mat. I know lots of new skills this week.
Yes. So Russ joined us yesterday, and for the 2 hours he was with us, we taught him how to make this, and we're so proud of him. But let me show you what I made. Pat, if you would. Thank you. So this is what I made while Russ was making his pie. All right, this is what I put together in the 2 hours yesterday, just so you know. Of course, I'm kidding you. This is actually the mat that we are making. This is Pam Duncan's, and she's been working on this for months. This is going to be our project, our ongoing project here at Unity of Little Rock. We are making these sleeping mats for the homeless. There is a wonderful YouTube video that shows how to make this. It is extremely labor intensive. So even though we ask you to collect your plastic bags, we're asking you to continue to do that, but please leave them at your house because we still have a ton of them. And it would really help us if you straightened them out, as we learned how to do that, put all the same sizes together, and put them in stacks of 10. What would help us out even more is if you watch the video and actually cut them off and made them into strips. So let's give Russ a big hand for learning how to plarn yesterday. Isn't that
Yay! It's good to have a new skill. Yes.
A lot of information in the bulletin, so please refer to this because we're all going to touch on a few things. We are going to continue our plarn making today from 1 to 3. So please come and join us. Maybe go out to lunch. Borrow Russ's credit card. He doesn't mind, trust me. But please come and join us 1 to 3. We have it all set up. We got it down to a science. We really need everyone's help. Spirit groups.
Spirit groups. Today in the back of the room, you'll find sign-ups for the different groups. We actually have multiple groups on multiple themes. We especially, I want to stress it, is the Prosperity Plus program by Mary Morrissey. It's going to be part of our spirit groups. There's nobody in this room that is too good to be taking that program. I don't care where your finances are. It isn't just about money. It most certainly is involving money, but it's about your own willingness for abundance and prosperity. So it's something that each and every one of us would benefit. So that's back there. Linda Strickland is doing a spirit group around GMOs and a program that she watched that she thought was incredibly powerful for her. So here's a whole different kind of take on our spirit groups on helping us in a different way. As well as Miss Jeannie is doing a spirit group that she talked about last week. But those are back there. And next week, we'll have as many of our hosts here as we can, and they'll be able to talk about more specifics about how their group their topic and where they'll meet and all those kind of specifics. But I'd love for you to put back there, if you're just interested, you don't have to commit to that signature back there. It's just that you're interested so we know to provide you more information regarding it. And then you've got a flyer in your bulletin from the we were having a wonderful slideshow happening. From a multidimensional star nation, how to contact. This is a woman named Ashley. It sounds just interesting and fascinating. So I know for some of you, this might be a program that's right up your alley because it's a little different than what we might normally have here in programs. So that's what appeals to me. It makes it interesting to me. But that's happening soon. That's happening next Tuesday on the 30th, January 30th. And registration, it's cheaper to register than pre-register than to get it at the door, but it's still inexpensive both ways. So a program you want to catch. Potluck is next week as well.
And then our fundraising?
And then our fundraising. We still have this fella over here.
Focus on the baby in the middle.
We have this fella named Tam over here. Tam has been an incredible gift to us here in this community. And we want to send him to the Posey Music Festival, which is an annual festival of bringing very positive people together, the musicians, but as well as music directors, musicians, to learn more positive music to bring back to communities. So we want Tam to go there to be able to bring back new inspiring music for us, as well as to make connections with other artists and other music directors that will help benefit him, as well as just to say thank you, Tam, for us. And Andre has graciously offered us matching funds. We need $1,200. Andre's offered $600 of matching funds, so each dollar you will contribute toward this will get doubled because of Andre. So please contribute. You can do it online. Just look for donate on the website. When you get into that program, it gives you a place where you get to choose where to send that donation, and Tam Andrews is listed there. It is an option now. Okay. It was done this morning. That's why I wasn't there last night. So I know it's done because I did it. I've seen it, been able to access it. As well as you can pay here, cash, check. But we want to be able to send Tam, and we need those funds sooner than later. We'll take them anytime, but sooner than later, so that we can get everything in line for him to get him there. Right. With that, any other announcements?
Contribution letters.
Oh, yes, thank you. Jeannie has contribution letters, so if you see her running at you, know that it's for a good reason. All right. Will you join me in our closing circle, please?
Circle up, partners.
From this moment forward, you're part of our family. You're not just a guest anymore. You can pull off your shoes, you can kick back and raid the refrigerator. You got all privileges. So thank you for joining us and being here. Reminder, Pat's our prayer chaplain. She'll be up here. Please avail yourself of our chaplains. If you'll join me in our closing affirmation, you'll respond in the white, please. The light of God surrounds us.
I am the light.
The love of God enfolds us.
I am the love.
The power of God protects us.
I am the power.
The presence of God watches over us.
I am the presence.
Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Hold on. Please start. There we go. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, and peace that was meant to be. Because our Creator, family, all are we. Let me walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. This be a moment now. Step by step, let this be a joyous vow. Take each moment and learn each moment in peace. Yeah, it's over.
If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. If you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. Find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can't count on